Superman is getting pinned in the rubble and beaten by himself. And the man pulling the strings is sipping red wine in a control room like he's playing a VR fighting game. Look closely. A man glowing with kryptonite. Green light is smashing Superman's face into concrete and rebar. Superman's red cape is ripped to shreds. Blood slips from the corner of his mouth and drips onto the ground. Even his famous heat vision can only flare into a weak, fading red. But here's the impossible part. The attacker looks exactly like Superman. Same face, same build. Even the S on his chest is identical, and it gets worse.
In the case with cloning, the match was imperfect. He might be even stupider than you, if that's possible.
Every punch, every dodge, every step is being fed to him by synchronized commands from 217 high-performance computers. 89 micro drones hover above the battlefield, streaming live footage with less than 0.01 seconds of delay. Lex smirks at the screen. Instantly, Ultraman spins into a brutal roundhouse kick and launches Superman through the walls of an abandoned factory. 1 floor, 2 floors, 3 floors, until the dust swallows him completely.
I think you overestimate the importance of Jarhan to me, Superman. That was just bonus. I'm not killing you so the Baravian military conflict can proceed. I created the Baravian military conflict so I'd have an excuse to kill you.
Lex planted this trap 3 months earlier, hidden inside a war reignited on the border of 2 Eastern European nations. On the frontier between Boravia and Jarhanpur, icy wind whips sand through torn flags. Boravia's official army lines up self-propelled artillery and a 3-kilometer column of tanks, barrels aimed at Jarhanpur like a steel execution squad. And what does Jarhanpur have? Rusty pitchforks, wooden clubs, a few old hunting rifles. No real weapons, only hope. They stitch together a crude flag with an symbol and lift it at the front of the crowd, eyes full of belief, because last time the 2 nations went to war, Superman dropped from the sky, stood between them, and stopped the slaughter. But nobody knows the truth. This war didn't come back. Lex brought it back. Through shell companies, he funneled nearly $80 billion worth of weapons into Boravia. 1,200 main battle tanks, 500 fighter jets, and mountains of ammunition. And he charged them only around $16 billion as a so-called cost price. The deal was simple. Win the war, and half of Jarhanpur's territory, and all of its oil, becomes property of the Luthor Group. These dirty contracts and secret agreements would have stayed buried, if not for Lex's own assistant. Her name is Eve, and she might be the most dangerous accidental whistleblower in history. Eve's daily job isn't strategy or security, it's selfies. In the control room, she snaps photos in front of massive screens, and the background clearly reveals activation codes for a dimensional rift. In the weapons vault, she poses for the camera, and behind her sits a shelf full of clone growth data and manuals. Near the portal into a so-called pocket universe, she has no idea how deadly these images are. Every day she sends them to Jimmy, a reporter at the Daily Planet she has a crush on, adding a cute caption like, "Another day being the boss's hard-working princess." Jimmy doesn't notice at first. He's distracted by Eve's face, not the background. Until one selfie from Lex's office hits him differently. Behind her, on a file cabinet, is a photo of Lex standing next to Boravia's leader, Gorkas. And in their hands, plain as day, a document with words like oil extraction rights and territorial transfer. That's when Jimmy realizes these selfies aren't harmless, they're evidence. While Lex fuels war at the border, he launches his second weapon, a public opinion assassination campaign designed to destroy Superman without firing a single bullet. Lex takes Eve's engineered muscle, the engineer plus masked mercenaries, and flies straight to Antarctica. Why Antarctica? Because Ultraman carries Superman's full DNA, meaning he can bypass the Fortress of Solitude's biometric security. The doors open for him like he belongs there. The engineer is Lex's human weapon.
With microscopic machines called nanites, which she can form into anything.
Inside the fortress, She shifts into a hacker-like form. Her fingers turn into streams of data. She invades the core system. Then Lex does the unthinkable. He rewrites the holographic message left by Superman's Kryptonian parents. The original message was a blessing. Kal-El, we sent you to Earth to protect life, to become humanity's hope. Lex turns it into a curse. My son, Earth, will be Krypton's colony. Multiply. Rule this weak species. To sell the lie, Lex buys credibility. He pays 28 top linguists to publicly authenticate the message. He pays 30 forensic computer experts to publish reports, claiming the video was never altered. Overnight, everything flips. Hashtags explode. Superman is an alien spy. Kryptonians plan to rule Earth, deport the alien. In just 3 hours, the topic reaches billions of views. Social media turns into a firing squad. Those rescues were all an act. Of course he's strong. He's preparing to conquer us.
Makes this declaration against killing people unless it's absolutely necessary. Really, dude? It kind of sounds like you're trying to make the guys who are a little more edgy than you. Like, sure.
Superman walks through the city, and the crowd that once cheered him now avoids him. Eggs fly. Stones fly. Yesterday's hero becomes today's enemy. Superman tries to confront Lex directly, and then he notices the worst sign of all. Krypto is missing. He searches everywhere. Then Lex sends a video. Krypto is trapped inside a transparent cage surrounded by flickering machines. He barks at the camera, furious, helpless.
Krypto. Well, how do you contain a super dog? We beam super squirrels into its brain. And we'll learn what we can. And we'll put the varmint down.
The Pocket Universe is Lex's ultimate weapon, built using a massive particle collider. He recreates a moment like the Big Bang, tears a tiny crack between two cosmic structures, and uses dimensional portals around the world to access this sealed space. It's Lex's private prison. Inside, he keeps enemies and political rivals. Even an ex-girlfriend, locked in a clear cage she can never escape, forced to suffer loneliness day after day. He also keeps the Element Man, a shapeshifter. Lex holds his son hostage and forces him to transform into kryptonite whenever Lex wants, turning him into a living weakness tailor made to break Superman. And online, Lex unleashes programmed monkey bots that flood the internet with hate 24/7, pushing vulgar labels like superdog trash and alien garbages up the trending charts until Superman's reputation is shredded. Meanwhile, in the Pocket Universe, Krypto is not helpful. He's chaos. Lex messes with his brain, planting squirrel-like fantasies. Krypto chases invisible targets, wrecks the Element Man's lab, shattering vials and equipment. He mistakes a Justice Gang communications drone for a frisbee, bites through the receiver, and cuts Mr. Terrific off from the outside world. In fights, he even barks at Superman's legs at the worst possible moment, nearly getting Superman hit by lasers.